Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Miller, and in today's tutorial we are going to take a look at how to digitally sign your forms and releases that will be required for submission in this class. For this example, I am going to use one of the talent forms. So the first thing you're going to want to do when you are digitally completing and signing a form is open it in Adobe Acrobat Pro. If we right click on the file, open with, and choose Adobe Acrobat. Now this is the Creative Cloud version of Acrobat Pro, and if you have any trouble accessing this application, you're advised to reach out to the FSO technical support team. So you'll notice that our forms come in packets. So for talent, they're required to sign a general hold harmless release for the university, a hold harmless for the student's production, and then their individual talent release as well. So just for the purposes of going through how to fill this out, we're going to look specifically at the talent release form as an example. Now there are two different ways to have this form filled out digitally. The first is to do it in person. So you can bring your iPad and open with Acrobat. You can bring your laptop on your MacBook and open it up that way and be standing right next to the person who needs to sign the form, and then you can assist them in filling it out and signing it. The other option, if you do not live nearby this talent, for example, or the person is out of town and you need their signature, you can send these forms to them through email. It's advised that they open them on Acrobat Pro if possible, because like we mentioned, they are created to be fillable forms. But if the person is not able to open them in Acrobat, that's okay. They can either print out the form, sign it, and then scan it back in, or they can use another application to fill out the form. So if you open it up in Acrobat, you'll see that we have these text boxes already prepared for you to fill out the information. So let's say that the talent signing this is going to be named Jane Smith. So at the top, that'll be typed the talent's name, today's date, then the printed name of the person signing. So once again, the person signing is Jane Smith. For this example, we'll say she is not a minor, so we don't need the parent signature. We'll come back to her signature in just a moment. Then the address, the phone number, too many digits. If there's an alternate phone number that they've provided, the email, and then the bottom section is for use by the production company, which would be you. So the production is the name of the production, who is the witness, so if it's you witnessing this, or otherwise who else can witness to this. Again, your talent is not going to fill out this section below. This is only for the student filling it out on behalf of the production. And then any notes that you might want to add. That section is optional. You'll notice that you can't click anywhere else to type text information, but you can put it in any of these blue boxes here. So now for the signature. You have a couple of different options to complete a signature here, but the easiest one that we recommend using is Adobe Fill and Sign. So click on Fill and Sign. Now you'll see options on the right for send and track and get others to sign. The DCBS program doesn't advise sending out these documents through Acrobat itself because it makes it tricky for getting your digital signatures and staying organized. But the sign button at the top of the page will let you add a signature or initials depending on what you need for that individual form. So in this case, I need Jane's signature. So if I was standing next to Jane, I would click sign and then add signature. And now a box is going to come up, and we do not want to select type. So one of the requirements for these forms, guys, is that you cannot have any fonts or printed names as the signature. So this, what you see on the screen here, this is not something that I signed. This is a font that looks like a script. So it looks like a signature, but that is not going to count for our signature requirement. So it needs to be what we call a wet signature, a drawn signature. So either an actual pen that is used on paper and then you scan in that hard copy, or you can draw using your computer's trackpad. Now, if you have a stylus, that might be helpful for having your cast and crew and locations sign these release forms on your iPad or on the trackpad on your Mac. But it's not required, it just makes it a little bit easier than using your finger. So then you're going to have the person sign on this line. I'm pretending to be Jane. So we want that live signature there. And before we click apply, note the box on the left that says save signature. If this is a person who's going to be signing multiple forms, then it'll be helpful to save their signature in your Acrobat account. If it's only going to be signed for one form or release, then you don't need to save their signature. Click apply. Now you'll notice the signature that I just created is already queued up, so I'm going to move my mouse around till I get to the signature line and click. Then I can resize that signature to make it the right size for the page. Make sure we can clearly see it. And then we're done. After you're finished filling out that form, or all the forms in this packet that are required for that talent or that person, you're just going to go ahead and choose File, Save As, and we're going to name it the talent's last name, and then Talent Forms. If you have any questions or concerns while digitally filling out your forms in Acrobat, please don't hesitate to let us know. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.